Streak Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Streak Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Sunday, November the 9th. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Time for some NFL action. The Detroit Lions hosting the Miami Dolphins. Well, Detroit coming in with the number one ranked defense in the league. They're first in yards, and least amount of yards given up, of course. First in points, least amount of points given up, of course. Miami, surprisingly, right there with them. Miami, 12th versus the run in the league, second versus the pass. So Miami sort of sneakily is having a very good defensive year. Now Detroit at home, minus 2.5 point favorite, possibly 3. The 2.5 has a lot of vig on it. 3 actually has a little bit of reverse vig. So you're right in that range. I thought it would be a solid 3, but Miami has played well of late. Detroit has been, at times, at least on the offensive line, a little bit shaky. And that's going to come into play here. Miami, 5th in the league in sacks on defense. Detroit, 5th in the league in sacks given up on offense. This is probably where the game is going to be decided. Can Cameron Wake and the rest of the Miami defensive line get to Matthew Stafford and disrupt his passes? Detroit, coming off a bye, probably the healthiest they've been since maybe week 1. They're going to get Calvin Johnson back, Megatron, poised to have a big game. They're going to get Reggie Bush back. So everyone's sort of well-rested, their offensive weapons coming together at just the right time. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago when I did the Miami-Chicago game, I mentioned that Miami has very short cornerbacks. So, can Brent Grimes and company come up and play physical enough on Megatron to hold them down? While Megatron was out, Golden Tate sort of came into his own, blossomed, had a really good rapport, if you will, with Matthew Stafford. So with them on the outside, tight ends in the middle, Bush running the ball, it's going to open up some running lanes when they have Megatron on the outside, Golden Tate on the other. Even if they're used as decoys, the running lanes will be open. One note, Detroit coming off a bye, as I mentioned, in the last 10 years or so, teams coming off the bye are 54% against the spread. Okay? But take it a step further. Favorites coming off the bye. So teams that have had a bye, they're now coming off the bye, and they're the favorite that week. That number actually bumps up to a much more significant 60.4% winning percentage against the spread. You throw in the fact that Detroit has just a little bit of margin of error because all you need for streak is the money line, and that's probably going to be bumped up in the 61, 62, possibly 63% range. For that reason, with the bye and their offensive weapons coming back, I'm going to take Detroit for the green. I hope they get it done. It's really, like I said earlier, it's going to come down, can their offensive line hold up to Miami's pressure? If it can, Megatron and Golden Tate are going to have the advantage on the outside against those smaller cornerbacks. So for me, Detroit for the green. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Streak Talk.